You're eating milquetoast. Content is mutilated into slop to the point where everyone knows what second screen content means, what it is. It sits on in the background, it's long form, it uses many words, but it doesn't actually say anything at all. Or it's the slop that people like me create. It's shitty gaming clips that make someone giggle, but ultimately it doesn't add or say anything. And if it does, it's quickly digestible and equally forgettable. These forms of content are safe. It's created for the algorithm, and that's what the algorithm tells the people that they want. For Tarkov, as an example, it's over-the-top scenes or something toxic like extract camping. It has to be a scenario. It's not the game anymore, it's what is around the game. For gaming essays, it's just become explaining what happens in the game one-to-one, verbatim, without any reflection on what the game might be trying to say, but with some original editing. For politics, it's to rage bait and take these anecdotes or one-offs and mutate them into their version of the truth, with language so neutered that every real conversation has to include the phrase, "on both sides," when in reality no one means it.
Push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
For men's mental health, everyone now agrees, yeah, it's a pretty bad problem, and we all nod our heads and trick ourselves into feeling like we're part of the solution, when in reality, the world is still losing men at a rate of about 1 per minute, with the suicide rate being approximately 4 times higher in men than in women. Man, I mean, even this video, I fear, is just me trying to address an issue or speak on it to give myself some finality. Basically, that I was here, I said something, and I pointed it out, as if I'm actually doing something. And maybe somebody will comment and nod along, but the machine at this point is too large, and it's going to keep grinding away. Much of the charm of videos on YouTube has really been sanitized. The actual creator feels utterly replaceable or irrelevant for what you're actually watching or listening to. Everyone has their own examples, but as I watch some of my favorite creators change or quit to fit into the algorithm box, or they do a shift to maximize revenue, it just makes me disappointed. I don't put any blame on the creators that I'm about to talk about, because at the end of the day, it just makes sense. You have to make money. You have to want to maximize your revenue, live your life, right? I get it. I support it. I just kind of hate what it's actually become. Every video is just stuffed with advertisements. If I have to hear another VPN or Factor ad or Headspace or, for the love of God, BetterHelp with a bunch of unqualified therapists, I'm going to end it all. I mean, or, it's that, or they go the route of like Frankie on PC in 1080p, one of my all-time favorite creators. But after years of absence, he finally came back, and his big return to YouTube has just been uploading sponsored videos of shitty games. Some other examples of channels that are just gone or have mutated are Alias Muse. So he used to do mixed lo-fi with Tarkov gameplay. It's really two things that arguably shouldn't work together. Lo-fi being very calm, Tarkov being a very stressful for a lot of people game. And so, but he smashed it together in such an artful way that it really blended beautifully. Last year, he had made some posts in his Discord that he wasn't happy with how his viewership was going, and he wanted to reclaim some of his big, like, the million view kind of videos. And if he didn't get there, he said, I'm done doing this because it's just not worth it for me. What's sad about that for me is he was still getting tens of thousands of views per video, and that's something that a lot of people would beg for. I mean, good grief. I had my peak where it spiked way crazy. Like, that would be great to go back to that, but that's not the point of this. And so he didn't get the views that he wanted to, and so he walked away. He just stopped uploading and he deleted his Discord. Aqua FPS is another example. He used to make highly edited gaming videos, but due to changes in the YouTube algorithm, specifically around like payouts, it just wasn't paying enough. It didn't make sense for him to keep putting in the hours and hours and hours editing videos that ultimately were just going to be either demonetized or make, a fraction of what they used to. So instead, he switched to streaming full-time, and utilizing a second YouTube channel, he mass uploads his edited down VODs, and those are edited by someone else. So it's bringing in more money, but it really lost a lot of its charm. Again, I don't blame any of these people, but that's just the reality of it. And this is really a common theme here, so I'm going to list off one more creator that's kind of close to my heart that hurts. Charborg used to make some amazing, funny, very scripted videos, but for the time, they were just special and they really stood out. But similar to Aqua, he went the same way of, hey, I can stream for less hours than it takes to edit. I can make more money while I'm making the videos through Twitch donations and subs, and I can list it on my second channel. Moving away from gaming, men's mental health has really become a commodity. At this point, it's okay to talk about it now because it's more mainstream, right? Men aren't doing okay. And even my last video that I made on this, it kind of resonated that way too, where it just feels like everyone's talking about it now, but no one's doing anything about it. So there's endless creators trying to capitalize on this. I mean, think about how many how to be a man or unfuck your life, how to become an alpha, like that kind of content, that space that people like Andrew Tate have stepped into to elevate in people's minds these men that are just weak and don't have that confidence and just they're not doing well. So when they have somebody who reaches out their hand to pull them up, they're going to grab the first hand when they're drowning. And while all of this is supposedly very serious, to appease the algorithm gods, we also have to sanitize everything. To upload a monetized video, the creator has to go through all these different categories on YouTube and basically checkbox, yep, everything's okay. Like language, darn it, you better not swear within the first 7 seconds per YouTube's rules, or you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna grape you and they're gonna force you to commit sewer slide like Epstein, who did not actually krill himself with an airsoft toy. It makes me want to fucking blow my head off because it's inhuman to talk like this. It makes me feel less human to talk in such a generic way. I feel like when I do that kind of stuff, I'm making a video that is scripted by ChatGPT or some other LLM. It's just, I think that's part of why AI is being used so heavily now too, because it's, aside from it just being easier, it just cleans up language faster to make things advertiser friendly. It really pulls the personality out of the creator and just kind of makes them all interchangeable. And then on top of that, you have Twitch, which is scrubbing language or crash jokes or sporadically enforcing rules based on just the favorability of the creator and how long their bans are. It drives me nuts now too when you see everyone using the same subtitle AI script where you can tell it doesn't hear what the person is actually saying and it kind of pops a different word into the subtitles. That being missed and making it into the final product, that would never fly back in the day when it was other people. It'd be like, you'd see comments about it like, oh, haha, you mistyped it. But now everyone's like, yeah, they're just auto-generated captions by AI. It's fine. It's whatever. The human touch is just disappearing. I don't know the name of any TikTok creator or really a YouTube short creator because I just see a funny video and I'll send it to my friends. I'm sure it's the same way for the stuff that I make on my other channel. If I post a funny Arma video, people aren't like, oh yeah, that's Shootaville. That's Shootaville, right? He's the one who does. No, they just are like, here's a funny clip, send, right? And I hate all this. And I'm crashing out over it because it's become so overwhelming on X, YouTube, Reddit, that everything is just it's a homogenous slop of content. Even that fucking word, that's what's crazy to me. Slop, content, influencer. Oh my God, what do you even do at this point? I feel like it's all this content that you get a quick feeling, right? And then it fades and I keep moving on with my day. There are things that should break me, things that should outrage me, and things that should bring me so much joy in some of these videos. But because I've seen them so sanitized and cleaned, they are algorithmically designed at this point to spike that feeling. So I feel super angry, I feel super happy, or I feel super sad. And then immediately afterwards, it dissipates and I'm fine. Look at this footage of LAPD trying to trample a man with their horses. Okay, really look at this. They're forcing their horses to try and stomp on this man. Your reaction right now and the way you're feeling has been programmed. You thinking you're an independent thinker, nay, you've been programmed. Some are going to feel like me. You're furious. This is disgusting. Others are going to say, oh, he deserves it. And here's the thing. Both of those are going to be reinforced by bots that are going to go into the comments and pit us against each other. I can't disagree with you because if we have a conversation online, everything is going to be influenced by bots. Everyone's going to be reinforced. You're going to be promoted. It'll be liked. It'll be quote tweeted, retweeted. There's nothing that we can do that is not being influenced by a machine at this point. So now that we've looked away from this, we forgot. No one's held accountable, right? Who cares? It's, oh my goodness, viral clip, 24/7 news. Wow, look. Your issues are a commodity. The algorithm is putting you up for sale and you are willingly giving it away for free. After this whole, this whole little crash out here that I'm having, you're also going to have the line in the sand. The common thing is just oh, wow, you're just so old because you remember, back in my day, I don't think that's true anymore. I think that there's a lot of things and a lot of this nostalgia where I couldn't say, yeah, it's probably just because, it's nostalgia from my past. I think a lot of these issues, it's happening so fast and so rapidly. We are replacing the humanity online and removing the creators, and it's just shit. It's just a pile of steamy shit. I just rewatched Bo Burnham's Inside, and seeing the moment where he's doing the react, and then switches to the bit of like, can anyone just shut the fuck up about anything? We're at that point where it's like, just 5 years ago when that came out, that was like a joke, but now it's like, that's so real. That's what people say. Oh my God, I don't know at this point, right? Like, where does this leave us, right? Here's the thing. I know that I'm a real person. I don't want to be homogenous slop. My name is Chase. I am a real person. I work in the corporate world. I play video games. And you know what? I make videos just for fun. I'm not making them for the algorithm. I'm not making them for a dime. That's why they do so fucking shit. And that's why I have to deal with shitty comments, because they're like, oh, this isn't very, you didn't do XYZ in this, and everyone else is doing that. I don't care, man. I am disgusted with the way my country's going. I have empathy for the humans around me, and yet I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help them. I know that men are not okay because I'm not okay. And I know that the data says we are not okay, but I'm still trying to lift people up around me. I like guns, but I hate the lack of control around them and how they're used in my country and how they hurt people. I love the outdoors and I love camping, but I hate those people who are abusing nature and destroying it and ruining it for everyone else. Listen, I know that I'm a real, normal person, just like you. So to fight back on this, I just beg you, go outside, go for a walk. Don't turn on a podcast, don't turn on a video, just go for a walk. Short walk, just listen, be quiet, think, reflect on your life, on the way things are going. Check in on your friends, really talk to them. Don't just send them TikToks, call your friends, just talk to them. And God, this one's so cliche, but read books. And if you need recommendations, here are a few rapid fire. The Postman. It's a drama set in the apocalypse about a fraud. That's what it's about. Go read it. The Fire Next Time. It's a man pouring out about his fallout with God as a pastor and dealing with race in America. Of Boys and Men. It's a statistical breakdown just proving that men are not okay. And then the Three Body Trilogy, probably my favorite books of all time. And I've got a video on this. If you want to engage in some slop, go for it. But it's a story about aliens that kind of pulls back the curtain on the true nature of humans and how, what makes up a human. So again, I've made this just yelling into the void, saying and calling it out and saying, I see you. I see what you're doing to people, and that the void, you cannot hide from me. But the void has grown so big that everyone sees it at this point. Everyone acknowledges what it's doing. And yet what can be done about the endless black veil?